You sure are.
Not
You
yet.
good?
Do you have like
Real quick. Cheers, man.
Yeah,
Cheers. Thanks for coming
being
out,
on the
guys.
show.
Absolutely.
Pleasure
Thank
meeting
you so
you.
much.
Thanks for everything.
Someone's going to think you're drinking chocolate milk.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
That is very peanut buttery.
Yeah. Yeah, I dosed it up a little extra because it was so tart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I love peanut butter.
Cool. Good.
you should try if you want a stout next, do the Fluffernutter. It's peanut butter and marshmallow.
Jesus Christ. You should have led with that. All right, let's do it.
Listen, you're the one sitting there going,
Yeah, really.
I know. There's too many
Can't blame
options.
him.
I can't help it. That wasn't my decision. I actually want more taps over there.
Yeah.
More than 17?
We have 21 taps because we got the 4 head right in front of you.
Math?
It's tough for you.
Extreme.
Aren't you in construction?
Yeah. Yeah, I got lasers. Okay, they're digital. I don't. What do you want, man? There's a calculator that you people told me I would never have in my pocket all the time.
Hey, easy there. That's why I got out of that job because it was a bunch of lies.
So
Listen, I was the cool teacher that said, use Google, but don't waste your time, on Facebook and Snapchat and all that shit. And the kids didn't listen, so.
I think the big thing was Wikipedia, though. Wikipedia is most lies.
Yeah. Biggest thing is when I made the kids do like reviews and stuff like that or like papers, they always, can we use Wikipedia? No. Why? I'm like, because I can go in there, change it and say, you're stupid. And then you'll copy paste and write it.
Right.
And then won't quote me.
Yep.
So I would tell the kids to use the links in there to actually go a little deeper and actually use their brains.
Right, yeah.
That's a good call. Go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, go down the rabbit hole, figure it out. And a lot of kids would enjoy it. You just have to make it super interesting in forensics at least. Physics is straight up, here you go. You can go anywhere with that. But
So this is all going to be in the show.
Yeah, we're just diving in.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's good.
So with physics, because obviously we're starting out. So you were a teacher before you were a brewer.
Yeah.
And you taught physics, and then you got roped into forensics, and then also coach for football.
Football, baseball, started a weightlifting program there, built the weight room there, all before I left.
So with physics, because now I have even more questions, but I'm going to start with my first question. With physics, how did you maintain the interest level? Because there's some people that are interested in science and why things happen the way they happen. And then a lot of, like when we were in school, we had a running joke, if science doesn't provide an answer, religion will. So how did you maintain that level of interest for students? Because you had kids from across the board.
Yeah. Real life experiences. If I could relate anything there or try and get personal with the kids, essentially, like learn a little more about them, what they like to do, and let them then show it off and relate it back. It worked really well. And when all is filled, you just blow something up.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like physics is the easier science to get enjoyment from because you can actually prove it. Like with chemistry, it's not like, oh, look, there's xenon. It's like, what are you talking about? But with physics, you can actually prove stuff.
That and earth science is kind of dry.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only talk about tectonic plates for so long.
And dirt.
Right.
Even though the guy I worked with was really good. Greg May was awesome. Excuse me. He's been a teacher for like 38 years. Just doesn't know what else to do with himself. And every year he expanded. Last year he had black lights in his room. And he had like constellations on his ceiling or lines of latitude. And then on the floor it was plates and all this other stuff. And I don't have time for that, Greg. Sorry.
Did the introduction to Common Core prohibit you from doing?
I didn't do that shit.
You left before?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I just said no.
Okay, got it. You had that leeway?
Yeah, so Common Core was only up to 6th, 7th grade, I think. And it's slowly rolling out, but it'll never get up to high school probably. It's terrible.
Yeah, right.
Brutal.
Because it prohibits teachers. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, you get teachers get locked into a box, and they think it's that kids can evolve that way, but they really can't.
Yeah.
Because it's not efficient.
No. I got to teach you X, Y, and Z to learn how to do A plus B.
Right.
4 plus 4 is 4. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 8, but same thing.
Did I say 4?
Yeah.
You got super excited with fours, man.
4. I'm thinking about golf. Sorry.
Yeah, I hear you.
So how did forensics, like what aspects of forensics were you teaching?
Everything.
Like blood splatter?
Yeah.
Okay.
good thing I don't work there. I used to show this as bad as it's going to sound, like gunshot wounds of people, because the kids will get hooked if they can realize what's actually going to happen. Like,
right.
They see it, they're like, okay, we would do, you show like the cartel movies that I have to go get permission about. Like, I'm going to show this and then I'm going to talk about this. The one I used to love was the terrorist unit, because I used to scare the crap out of the kids and be like, listen, attack the school. It's a terrorist event, Columbine, all those, and we'd go through all of them, and I'm like, where would we break down here? And just because the kids are 17 and 18, they're not the 6th and 7th graders that you're going to scare the crap out of. The kids would actually be interested, and we would have great discussions on it. And it would never go sideways like, oh, I'm going to come in and shoot the school up. No, the kids would learn that, oh, wow, maybe we should do what we're getting taught, or if someone's acting weird, maybe I should just go say hi, see how they're doing, check in on them, and not be a jerk to them and pick on them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you had to get approval for? Like that type of a discussion? Because I feel like that would trigger some people.
I kind of just did it on my own. And then it was one of those things, ask for forgiveness later.
Sure.
Yep.
I did bring a principal in on it, and they did enjoy the conversation because it was healthy conversation. It wasn't just, bring a bomb and blow up. It was, all right, defend the school. The best way to defend something is to attack it. So
That's fascinating. But that wasn't here. That wasn't in New York, right? Oh, it was in New York? Oh, where was it again?
My last job.
Oh, really?
He silently nods.
I don't know if I want to say schools or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
but you were somewhere else before here, right?
Yeah, it was downstate.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was not for me.
And then what brought you upstate, or not upstate, Western New York? Yeah.
Well, I'm from here, so It was one of those things where I always wanted to get home. Opportunity arose, I took it. Down there wasn't technically my cup of tea, so to speak. You're living with some very rich people, so to speak. And when a kid walks up and goes, I don't have to do that because my mommy and daddy pay your salary, and you look at him and go, shut the hell up and do it, or I'm going to punch you in the face. No, I didn't say punch him in the face, but I was thinking it. I'm like, I'm going to kill you, kid. But, I'm not going to kill anyone. Don't worry. It gets very frustrating hearing that, every so often. You're just like, all right, I'm out.
I didn't know you taught downstate. I just thought like somewhere in the southern tier you were teaching or something.
Oh, no, I was Hudson Valley area.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was great. Beer scene was awesome. It was just growing up or blowing up, really. Mm-hmm. I hadn't heard of, I wasn't really big into craft beer at that point. Like, I liked craft beer, but it was, just, I'm going to go have a beer and whatever tastes good, I'm going to drink. I'm not going to try and make it or anything like that.
So did you go downstate for teaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got offered a position right after I graduated from Upstate, and I went. They asked me if I wanted to interview on a Monday, and I was like, well, I'm actually leaving for California on Saturday, so I can't do that. Drove 5 hours down with a good friend, did a half-hour interview where I talked most of the time, and the principal at the time didn't say anything, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to get this job, whatever. And they're like, oh, you got to come back and do that was like Tuesday. I went back for my demo lesson on Friday, did the demo lesson. They're like, oh, we'll call you at 7:30 your time in California. And I was like, okay. So I told all my friends, I'm like, I'll drop you off at the ski lift, and I'll meet you out there. And about, that was at 7:15. I get back to the apartment where we were staying, just hanging out. 7:28, 7:29, 7:30. No phone call. 7:33, no phone call. 7:40, I finally get the phone call. I'm like, man, you guys sleep in or something? They all started laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, great way to start here. I'm not getting a job. But they offered me the job while I was in California, and I came back, and 3 weeks later, I was down there.
Wow.
It's really frustrating when you're that punctual.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're not holding up your end on this.
I hate that. That was the worst. That was one of the things they said. They're like, you're never here before the students. I'm like, I'm the first one in the parking lot every day. You're nuts. The maintenance guys hate me because I park in the middle of the lot at the back where they want to push snow. They are not my friends for some reason.
So you were just in California to snow or to snowboard? And
yeah, I was out there. We went, it was like a post-college trip for me and my friends. We did 3 days at Mammoth and 2 days at like a day at North Star and a day at Tahoe. Tahoe was terrible.
Oh yeah.
Very kid family oriented. Can't go fast. Can't spray snow. Can't jump. It's like, why am I here?
Yeah. What are we doing here then?
This is no fun. I'm out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're doing your teacher thing for years.
Where did you go to college?
Buff State. You already said
Utica.
That. You said Buff State.
That's where my grad school was.
Grad school.
Listen, you were good. I'll give you that. He kept going.
He kept going to school.
No, I went to Utica to go for engineering, and then I realized I had to transfer out after 3 years, and I was playing baseball at the time, and I just enjoyed what I was doing and where I was at with everyone. So I substitute taught at my old high school for a week, and I actually had fun with it. So I'm like, I could do this for the rest of my life. So then I went to grad school, and then I went to teach, and now I'm here.
How did you substitute teach?
So at 19 or 20, you can sign up to substitute teach.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will not to cut you off. You only need a master's to teach in college, correct?
No, I think you need a Well, you might be able to do like a adjunct professor or something along those lines.
Gotcha.
I'm not too smart on that, so I couldn't tell you.
Gotcha. Okay. I knew it was something crazy because to teach like K through 12, you have to get
Masters.
certifications and.
Oh my God, I'm certified K through or 8 through 12 science, and then I had to do like all these other ones. You have to get a basic teaching one. There were so many tests that were just useless. Just put me in a classroom and see if I can do it. You're better off because there's so many people, and I saw it when I was in college and grad school. I was older than most people. I was like 2 years older than a lot of the people in grad school because they had like a speed up program where you do 3 and 2.
Yeah.
And I would look at these people and I'm like, yeah, you're smarter than me, but I bet I can deliver that lesson way better than you. And most of the time that was the case, even though, they were better than me. So it's all right.
So where did the whole, you said when you were downstate, you weren't like super into beer, or you were, but not like where you are now, obviously.
Yeah, definitely not. We would go, I would go to craft breweries and I would drink beer and talk with people. And I got really close with the guys at Millhouse Brewing actually down there. Because one of my old college roommates that we let move into our house was bartending there. And I looked at him, I go, what are you doing here? And he goes, what are you doing here? I live here. And I'm like, I live here now too. And so
that's cool.
I got real close with all those guys. They're awesome. They're doing great things down there. But yeah, we wouldn't really, it was more of a bar scene kind of down there. If I traveled out to see friends in Boston or something, we go to Treehouse or I'd go to Treehouse on the way up, and then we go to Sam Adams and Harpoon, and then do some cideries and stuff like that. The big thing down there was Angry Orchards down there.
Oh, okay.
But we found this little like craft cider place called Bad Seed Cider Co. I love their cider. They do like rum barrel, bourbon barrel, gin barrel, but then they'll also have like all these other flavors that you just don't get. Like they have the dry, the sweet. I always thought that Angry Orchard was very sweet cider, and if you go there, it's such a tourist attraction. It sucks. You can't. It takes you a half hour to get a drink.
Well, is that the same for Sam Adams? I've never been there, but I can imagine it has to be the same.
Sam Adams was fun. They had a tap room. You'd go on the tour, and then you get 3 or 4 samples, and then get out of there. And then you can go to our real bar and spend more money.
Right.
Which was fine. It was a great time.
Did they have every option there available, even if it was seasonal?
I don't remember.
Okay,
It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. That's just one of my biggest questions because a lot of places have seasonal offerings, but when you're at their like headquarters, how do they do that? Do they just always have their seasonal options there, or do they not because it's kind of tough to maintain it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's really tough for us too. I mean, we get yelled at for certain beers that we don't have in the summer, and I'm like, it's the summer. You want a stout?
Right. Yeah, really.
You want an 8% stout? All right. See you in the winter.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, and probably where my craft beer love got started was when I went to Utica. Matt's FX is right there. We used to go to the brewery on the weekends, do the tour. We got so close with them, they would be like, all right, we'll see you in, here's the tour. You guys can stay a little longer. Throw us $20. Throw them $20. You're there.
Well, that's sweet. So did you ever homebrew or anything like that?
No.
No?
I brewed here. So that's kind of how we got started was Bill was cooking in his kitchen brewing in his kitchen.
Who's Bill?
Bill was the former brewer. So Bill's the whole reason this thing started. So Bill is a veteran. He did 2 tours in Iraq, and I think Afghanistan too. And to deal with his PTSD, he was brewing with friends. Like they would come over, brew in the kitchen on Sundays. And then Michelle got sick of it, and she's like, go to the garage. So he went to the garage, and he would brew in the garage, and people came over, and then there was a small business loan or something along those lines coming out with Wyoming County, and it was a big thing. So they went, and they're like, all right, well, if you want to do this, they've never had this ability to like where you can come into our place, brew your own beer. And it was on the governor's table while they were setting all this up. So they said, all right, we can make a little tap room until then, and then once it happens, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll go through. So this is the original tap room, brewery, everything here. So this is all brand new expansion since that new shiny brew house came into play.
Sure. Interesting.
Thank God that thing came into play. So, so people would come in, you'd brew your own beer. Jesus, Al, shut up.
She's the local dog.
Yeah, she is the local dog. She's the watchdog right now. So yeah, people would come in, and these walls weren't here. The brew house is actually where my bottler is right now. We had a 3-barrel brew house, where the new brew on premise section over there was all our grain room. That was a garage door, so we'd get orders of grain. We'd have to pitch them into there. Wow. You would brew on premise here. We had fridges. The kitchen was wide open. You could see everything here. It was so different. It's crazy. We have a YouTube video where you can see us starting. They used to do just the fermenters were plastic 5-gallon jugs. Now we've got the 15-gallon somewhat looking fermenters over there. But then they started that, and it's slowly expanded. I mean, I don't even know if I can say slowly. We've kind of exponentially expanded in 5 years from brewing on the brew on premise almost 4 or 5 sessions a day to keep up with the tap. And I think they started with, I want to say 8 beers they were doing. And then they got bigger systems. It was, they tried doing everything slow so they didn't outgrow themselves and get kicked in the rear. We took a shot right before COVID, and I was here the day we did it. We signed the contract for our brew house, and they're like, well, we're doing it. And I'm like, where's it going? And they're like, oh, we're going to build a building. We'll have a beer garden. We'll have all of a sudden, all this stuff just started shooting out of their mouths. I'm like, we're going to do this? I'm like, that's awesome. And then I go, can we get a canning line? They're like, no. But we're not really, really big enough for an actual canning line. We're going to have like there's a company out of Albany that's going to make it. It's a 4-head semi-automatic. You're going to need 2 people to pretty much run it, I think. I've been watching videos on it. Seems pretty nice, but it'll also help with the brew on premise because it takes me almost an hour to do that bottling.
Oh, wow.
And I should be able to cut that time down to like 10, 15 minutes once I get the machine set up. So they'll have different modules to come in, like 12-ounce bottles, 22-ounce bottles, and then cans. So we just put the down payment for that, and now I got to find more space in the brew house. That's quite packed, huh?
Yeah, really. So when they started, he was just brewing in the kitchen.
Yeah. And then
was it just like, did it escalate to like, oh, now people that are like neighborhood friends are coming over and drinking?
Correct.
And then when did it start where it's like, all right, now we're actually going to do this for real and like open it up for the public rather than just friends?
I think when they, moved out here, they took the jump and were like, all right, we're going to give it a go. And then they waited because the governor took I think he signed it in June, or no, he signed it in 3 months before March.
Yeah.
He signed it, and then you had 120 days to wait. And then they opened on March, whatever the first weekend in March was that 5 years ago. So, they did that, and the rest is history, really.
So then when did you come in to start brewing?
To brewing? So when I moved back about 4.5 years ago, I came here on a brew on premise session for Father's Day. Me and my dad and my buddy and his dad came in. We brewed over here, brewed a simple Kolsch, Took us forever because we had to grind the grain. Now you don't grind grain at all here. We do all the grinding. It's so much easier for everyone else. It doesn't take as long as it's not as noisy. Yeah, we brewed a Kolsch. We brewed a base recipe to start, like we still do today. Like if you were to come in and do it, I'd tell you to brew one of our recipes. Super simple. You know it's going to turn out good. And then if next time when we came in, we did like a black cherry Kolsch. The Kolsch is like, I enjoy the Kolsch. Mm-hmm. I like a Kolsch beer. So we did that. And then they actually had an ad on Facebook 2.5 years ago, or maybe even 3. We're looking for a bartender. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I'd like to be a bartender. I need some extra money. I'm poor. So I showed up and I was like, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, I'm Michelle. And I'm like, hi, yeah, I need a resume or a application, please. Here's my resume. She goes, oh, yeah, well, we'll let you know. I'm like, oh, okay. 3 months later, hey, do you still want to work here? I'm like, sure, great, yeah. Worked here. I was a bartender for a year and a half. And then when COVID hit, I started watching what the other guys were doing, and it was like, let's release new things all the time, and we need to be canning and getting our names out there and doing all this stuff. So I kind of took over social media, and I kind of pushed us in the direction of, we need to release new small batch beers. Do you mind if we do them, like the bartenders? So we came up with, we did 3 beers. We did Just Peach It, where I threw every big name hop I could think of at it, and that was mine. We did a beer called F the Chores, which was pink boots, everything pink boots. All the girls did that one. They loved it. That was a really good beer. I got to bring that back. And then we did like a off of like Wrench or something like that. And then we were about to brew again, another small batch, and Bill was over there being a dummy and cut his thumb, and he was supposed to brew the next day. So he wraps his finger up, goes to the hospital, gets stitches. I mean, if you've ever seen someone cut their hand and with a saw, it's terrible. Do you need another one?
I'm good, man.
You drank that really fast.
I'm here for it. This beer is amazing.
Do we get like timeouts if you need drinks?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. Well, whenever you guys want a beer, just let me know. So anyway, I'm here for you guys too.
Mr. Bartender first.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, right. So Bill's like, Michelle looks at me and she goes, well, you're the only guy and you probably can throw bags around, no problem. I'm like, yeah, probably could. She's like, all right, we'll see you at 7 a.m. I'm like, what?
You got to lead with that.
Yeah, it wasn't, all right, you're going to be here at 7 a.m. You're going to throw bags around. And I was like, all right, whatever. So we got in. My first beer I ever brewed was our Hefeweizen, and that was with the brewer's assistant at the time, bless her soul. So we brewed that, and then slowly, and then I think like Bill was supposed to come back like a month later, and he has a golf cart accident. Not golf. He doesn't golf. Like if you ever come back and you see Bill, he does not golf. He's a little larger gentleman. I'm probably going to get yelled at for that, but it's true. And he stepped off the golf cart, and I guess it's a very common injury with golfing, so make sure your golf cart is stopped before you get off. He stepped off the golf cart, and both tib-fib.
I just heard that. Where did we hear that? Was it? Oh,
it was probably me.
It was Shane.
Okay, gotcha. When we were at the first
party.
I was going to say, I just heard the same accident. Okay.
Yeah, that was me. Nope. Yeah, so that's how it started.
I couldn't imagine that pain. Both fibia and tibia.
Dude, just...
Like middle of each bone, or was it up high towards the kneecap?
It was like middle-ish. Yeah, I'd give it middle.
I couldn't imagine.
Because I saw the X-rays and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, how did that bone not pop out?
That's wild.
Because it was like diagonal too, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then so he got that. And then he just got full knee reconstruction yesterday, or like 2 weeks ago. I mean, not yesterday. He's going down to Florida today for PT. Thank God. It's better. It's better if he's away, because he's like me. If I'm somewhere, I'm going to be doing something.
Right. Yeah.
And just, it doesn't matter what condition I'm in. Like,
yeah.
So did his injuries lead to your brewing full time?
Yeah.
So when you were bartending, when you first came here and you were bartending, you were still working as a teacher, right?
Correct.
No? Okay. So you are a teacher, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to leave my cozy state job.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start working at a brewery
right?
full-time.
Dumb. I
have
know.
this awesome health insurance. No, but honestly, what was that conversation like? Because that couldn't have been easy.
What, me leaving them?
Yeah.
Oh, it was easy. I'll see you later. So I had been brewing for like a year and a half when I made the decision. Like I told you guys a little earlier, it's probably been a year that I've actually been the head brewer here. There were a bunch of things that led up to that decision at the school, where I won't throw them under the bus, even though I want to so badly, where it just wasn't favorable for me to stay, and the stress I was putting on myself that I really didn't need to. And here I was just having so much fun, and there was no stress. It's my own schedule. It's my performance, no one else's. If I sink, I sink. So I said, I'll see you later. I'm going to go do something fun. I love this. I did enjoy teaching. I don't miss it, just so everyone who listens to this knows. And I stopped getting asked questions. You guys are like 102 to ask, just so you know.
Oh, I bet.
So, yeah, it was just like, I'm out. I'd had enough, and there's no stress. Like I said, I was working, I would pull 40-hour weeks here between bartending. Actually, I was probably pulling 50-hour weeks, bartending, brewing, and teaching and coaching. So sleep and social life was not a thing.
I bet you miss coaching, though, right?
I do miss coaching.
Yeah.
I miss the free weight room, honestly, because that was really cool. I enjoyed building that and going through that whole process. Coaching's a lot of fun. I actually went back this fall. A lot of the seniors that I worked with over the past 3-4 years acknowledged me in their senior games and were like, "We would really like you here." And
Oh, sweet.
And I didn't go to my home school, so there's 2 schools. They're combined. It's actually 3 now. And so I went to the one school, and I was like, "I'll come. I'll show up. I appreciated you guys and everything you did for me." I still stay in contact with a lot of kids from the school even. They'll reach out and ask how I'm doing. I'll talk to them. I'll be like, "When's your games?" Like, I'll come and see you. I'll come hang out, watch you guys play, because, that's where we really formed a connection there. Not so much. A lot of kids I didn't see in the classroom because I'm teaching physics and forensics, and a lot of these kids just kind of didn't have an opportunity to get there, or they were in another school and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's powerful having a connection with a teacher, because there was a teacher's aide that was with my specific graduating class from 6th grade until we graduated, and he retired with us.
Yeah.
And he literally said in his commencement speech, essentially, he goes, "There's no other class that I would rather retire with, and it's because I've been with you guys for so long." And that is probably one of the most beneficial aspects of being a teacher, is that impact that you have with kids, and it's very underrated in regards to how important going to school every single day is. School days are nice, or snow days rather, but when you're in school and you're building that relationship with a teacher that could potentially follow you for multiple years, it's paramount, because sometimes you're not getting that at home from a parent, but you're going to get it from a teacher.
So I'll actually piggyback off that. So our graphic designer for us is one of my former students from my first school I taught at. I stayed in touch with her. We've been super influential in both of our lives. Like, if one of us is down, we'll just shoot the shit with the other one, and we kind of pick each other up. And it's very rare that I found one of those relationships with a kid. And she's killing it at her job. She's designing our 10 flagship beers right now, and she's going to go forward with, our seasonals. She did our website.
Wow.
She's done a lot for us already.
That's awesome. Logo?
No, she didn't. We've had this logo forever. She kind of tweaked it a little bit, made it a little crisper. But I'll show you guys the flagships once we're done.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. I can't wait. It's just we're really close with approval, and I think we found the right company to do it. And they're local, so I love it even more. And I just can't wait to show everyone. It's fun. She kills it.
Is this the first round that you're canning?
Yeah. So like of our own beer?
Yeah.
Yes and no. This would be the first round of beer that we actually feel safe to distribute on our own. I know it's a couple of the cans up there. We've done runs. Like, I've done two 2 fundraising events with my buddies from Pert Near Outdoors. We've done the Trailblazer event, which you guys almost walked in on me transferring the cherry wheat over. We did a cherry blonde with them last year. We've done the collaboration we did last year. We did a jalapeno pineapple cream ale. One of the beers I just hate the most because I wish we would use mango, but I'm at the delegation of them, I guess. But yeah, we're going to start fully canning and getting ourselves out there a lot more. That's one of the things I heard at the Brewers Invitational yesterday. You know, you guys in markets, we don't see you out here. Where are you from? Oh, you're not that far. I can't believe I've never seen you. You know, it's just little things like that. We're just self-distributing into wineries and bars right now, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be exciting, though, for you because you know that you're, like, right on that precipice of, like, exploding and getting your name out there and getting into markets.
Yeah, it's been a interesting conversation / push from me. I've always wanted to do it here. I always thought we had the ability to, but not with the system we were on. If we were on that system, I would have no life and I would be brewing 24/7, 3 shifts a day. With this new system, it's just so easy to brew. It's cake compared to what I used to do.
What's the old system versus the new system? What is the gallons and everything?
So we were on a 3-barrel, so that's like we would do about 135 gallons ish. About that, my barrels are probably off. Some brewer will probably talk to me and be like, "You're an idiot." Like, I don't know. I just deal in gallons. You guys are smarter than me. So we do about 135 there, and then I can push our new system to almost 175 with the ability to do like 10 barrels, which is about 350 something. So it's just the amount of beer I can push out is crazy. And from this past September was when our first brew happened on it. And from September to November, every tank was full. There was no downtime. I was pushing beer because when we moved, I was actually brewing out under that lean-to for a little bit. And that was great.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was so much fun. I paid my dues this past summer for this new house, so it's freaking awesome. You know, lifting the grain up with like the forklift, pushing the grain down, turning it on, manually throwing everything in there. There's no rakes. There was no bells and whistles. I'm sure some guys are still using it as their pilot system now. But yeah, it was a lot of work for what I had to do. Now it's like I could sleep and just walk over and turn knobs and push buttons and be done.
That's awesome. So you guys are now at 21 taps.
We've been there for like 3 years, I think.
Well, I'm saying in this timeline. Yep. So now you're at 21 taps. You got your new system, and the word spread through the neighboring towns. I'll just put it that way because it's a little spread out comparatively to like the craft beer scene in the city, right?
Yeah, everyone's afraid to leave Erie County to come here, especially Buffalo Beer League's Brian Campbell. I'll take that shot at him. I hope he listens to this. I was hammering him so much yesterday. Oh my God. I love that guy. He's great.
So you have your regulars and obviously your logo's set, your designs are set, and then your product is consistent and your I guess like your niche is solidified in the area of like, hey, we can always go here, we can rely on them. It's not like they're going to close next week.
Yeah.
And then you take over as head brewer because of unforeseen injuries and then just logistics and things like that. It just kind of made sense for you to transition into that role.
Yeah.
And now you guys are starting to enter competitions.
Yeah, we entered last year. We entered 4 beers. 2 of them got pushed to medal round. 2 were the judges are just so nice sometimes. It's hilarious. I'm like, wow, that was that bad, huh? All right. That's fair. I'll take that. But yeah, so this year we bumped up to 7 beers. Super excited. We'll see what happens. Very, very interesting. You never know who's going to win. You know, I was talking with Adam the day of the competition. He's like, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And he won gold, and then he won the Governor's Cup. And he's like, crap, I don't have enough of this beer because it's a one-off.
Sure.
You know, and he's making it again, and he's doing great stuff too. But yeah, we're super excited to see what happens this year. We threw some more at it, and you know, hopefully we'll crack into like a medal or something.
Yeah.
be nice.
So what are you submitting this year?
So we submitted the American Ale, Floating On, which is our root beer stout float, or root beer float stout, Fluffernutter, which is the peanut butter marshmallow one.
I'm about to try that.
Yeah, you should. Lost at Sea, the ones you guys tried earlier that I got from the collaboration guys.
So good.
Yeah, I can't wait for that barrel aged version. That's gonna be.
So for our audience, Lost at Sea is a blonde stout, and it's 10.5%,
with Jamaican Me Crazy coffee beans
and it's super
from
good.
Finger Lakes
The best
Coffee.
coffee beans in the world.
Yeah, I went there and they're like, "Oh, you're the guy that you're the guy that wants 15 pounds, and you get a free 5 pounds. What do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, I get free 5 pounds. That's it." Or a free pound. He gave me a free pound. I'm like, "You're so gracious." I just spent $230 here. Thanks. You want a free coffee? Yes. Extra large. Give me the most expensive coffee bean now.
Yeah, I want a shake on the way home. That's exciting.
Yeah, and then our new farmer's juice, because I tried a couple new techniques with that. Our sour IPA, and then that's it. Oh, our Pilsner.
Okay.
Because why not?
Are those if you had to throw out there your 7, like, kind of benchmark
Best?
ones? Yeah, that you
Ooh.
always have? Or no?
Well, this is brand new.
Oh, okay.
I should throw that.
Yeah, this was
The
good.
chocolate milk's delicious.
It's not chocolate milk. It's a peanut butter chocolate strawberry stout something,
Oop,
right?
there
Sour?
it is. Yeah, sour.
There
Sour.
you go. Nailed
Very tart this time.
Very. I'm puckering up.
I would say three of the beers that are going are 4 of the beers are flagships, because Fluffernutter's seasonal. That's the one that everyone wants all the time. Summer, fall, doesn't matter. Farmer's Juice is a seasonal. We've always flagship. We've always had that. The Hillbilly Pilsner is brand new, and then our American Ale is the 100% or 100% pretty much New York State amber ale. So that's all local grain, local hops, all that fun stuff.
So when you guys are not doing competitions and submitting beers and things like that, and it's just a normal Tuesday, what is your capacity so people get an idea? Because microbreweries a part of your front door sign, right?
Yeah.
But what's the staff number? How many people do you generally see during the week? What's your menu look like? Just so kind of people can get
So,
an
food
overall-
menu?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are a farm and microbrewery. So we fall under both, which is super nice because it gives us leniency to do some of the more of the fun things. I know guys that are full farm, and it's a really taxing on the brewer as far as that goes.
What's the difference?
If you're a farm brewery, you have to use, Jason Havens is going to yell at me, 60% of your bill has to be, of your recipe essentially, has to be New York State. All New York State, no matter what it is.
Okay.
Micro gives us the ability to obviously make sours, stretch out, not spend, obviously local grain's a little more expensive, but we totally understand. You're not a big business. We're going to support you regardless. That's why we do that. We have to make 50 barrels of local a year, which isn't hard for us.
So microbrewery literally just means a smaller, large brewery.
Correct.
So there's no legal requirements or anything like that. It's just we're a small brewery.
I think so.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just the guy that puts water with grain and hops and
Yeah.
prays it works out and throws yeast later on. Okay, so normal Tuesday, we're usually closed, but I'll have people come up and be like, "Hey, can you give me a beer?" And I'm like, "I'm kind of in the middle of something." We have 5 bartenders, I think. Yeah, 5 bartenders.
Okay.
2 owners, 1 brewer. Usually we operate Wednesday through Sunday. We are going to open up Tuesdays in May to Taco Tuesday.
Ooh.
So we're going to do
exciting.
dollar. I know, I'm going to just push our owners into this. They're not going to have a choice.
This is the first time they're hearing it right now.
No, we've discussed it. But I'm just going to throw it out there and make it public now so everyone's here. So we're going to do dollar tacos, and it's going to be soft shell taco, meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato, sour cream. Here you go.
Sure.
You want extras? Too bad. It's a
Great
dollar.
idea.
Shut up.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Usually Wednesday through Saturday we can do the brew on premise. I like having one of the days off, or at least one day to get back over there. So people will come in, reserve one of the pots, We'll sit here for 3.5 hours and do that. I don't do anything. I just sit there and make fun of them most of the time, or at least have a good time with them, make sure they're enjoying it, and get drunk and, hopefully tip me more. Because they tip the bartenders more than me most of the time, which is fine.
So that program has been around for a while, because that's what you got introduced to.
Yeah, so that's been around 5 years, actually. So
what made them want to start that? I feel like that's a lot of work.
It was just like Bill teaching people in the garage.
Oh, okay.
The friends and family wanted to learn how to brew, and he taught them here, and that's where it all started from. And I still believe that we're the only one in the state to do this. Like, I've had people from New York City call me and go, yeah, we'd like to reserve a spot. And this happened over the summer. And she's like, how far are you guys from Other Half? And I'm like, oh, we're like 2 hours, thinking Finger Lakes. And she's like, oh, really? On the website, it says 6. And I'm like, oh, you're in New York City.
Jeez.
She's like, yeah, we were taking a party bus. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You're just not going to want to make that drive.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's a long time in a party bus. Even though it's a party, it's not that much of a party after 7 hours.
No.
And then 7 hours back, everyone's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to decide. I mean, if you're going to do that, then you're coming up for the weekend.
Right.
And just going to Buffalo.
Yeah.
But it was a very interesting conversation I had with that lady. Like, you're going to bring 25 people in here? Okay, great. When? Where are you from? Oh, no. So, yeah, normally it's that. We'll do that. It's been super great this winter. Since we did expand the brew house, we had a problem last year. We love snowmobilers, but we had a problem last year where not a lot of them have reverse. They're not like cars, so they have to come in and take up a bunch of spots. So we had about 50 sleds out front last year. In the 2 weekends we had snow, and we had cars parking on 28, and we kind of got our hands slapped. But we just got yelled at, and we're like, all right, we're gonna tell all the sled. We made an announcement. We're like, hey, anyone that's got a snowmobile, please pull it out back. We will make sure that you have a clear lane to get in and out. Last year, and then this year, I came up with a great idea. Why don't we just put a retaining wall outside there, give them their own lane to the back, and it works phenomenal. The main trail is only 200-300 yards up that way. The other last weekend, we did our dice run. Folsom Trailblazers did their dice run where you go around, you bar hop, and you throw dice. I've never done one, but it always sounds fun. And we probably had 50, 60 sleds in the back at a time, and this place was just packed. We had to have people with snow gear were just out back with plastic cups on their snowmobiles.
That's awesome.
Hanging out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then we have another event coming up for them the 19th and 20th, and we have to make sure that we have outdoor seating.
And beer.
I think I have enough of that. I really do.
It's just crazy where you get hit with that, and that's the first thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Seating, cups, and beer. Like, we good?
It's more in my eyes, it goes more of beer, cups, seating.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Whatever. Go outside.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. We're gonna have a fire out back. Like, we'll have they'll be great. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is one of the problems. Like, we have I will actually probably table up everything back there, so if they are inside and they do want to knock the chill off, they can put all their gear up. We've got shelving units, all that stuff for them over there.
That's exciting.
You got to be one of the only breweries on a snowmobile trail too, right?
I believe so.
That's sweet.
Well, we will be one, and then there will be another one because they're going to open one down the road actually.
Oh, okay.
So, which is fine. Makes us a destination.
Right.
It's way better. I was talking to the guy that's going to do it, and then I was talking to the owners of 42 North. We met him in Colorado. Simperman? No, I think that's the brewer. Anyway,
Sure.
We were talking to them, and they're like, no, it's way better. Now we become somewhat of a destination because what you can do is you can come out to Windy, then you can go to the next brewery, and then you can go back into East Aurora, or vice versa, go from East Aurora out.
Right.
It's
like your own wine trail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the wine trails.
Yeah, and if you guys golf at all, Burncliff's there, Ironwood's right here.
Yep.
I mean, we get slammed. That's the other reason I want to open on Tuesdays. Open at 3. Let the golfers come here. We have deals with them, but I forget what they are. It was over the summer. You can bring your scorecard, and if you show your scorecard, you get $1 or $2 off a beer.
Does it matter what your score is? Because this guy's not going to discount then.
So neither are you, champ. What are you talking about? But yeah, my handicap's like a solid 125. Maybe
It's not your
128.
handicap, that's your score.
Listen, you're trying to do.
That's my handicap is 128, so I can be back normal to par.
All you're trying to do is get the most out of that golf course for what you paid for.
Exactly.
That's the only justification I have for that.
Do you mean like the amount of divots?
The amount of swings.
Yeah, you get your money worth.
The amount of times you swear, drink beer.
Yeah, $40 to play around, 40 divots in the ground,
40 hours of emotional damage.
So where does the name Windy Brew come from?
So did you guys see the windmills?
Yes.
It's also very freaking windy up here. We had a party tent out back. So when the governor or whoever it was opened up restrictions, the SLA the SLA goes, whatever you want your seating area to be outdoors, do it. So we bought a party tent. We had this entire property you could sit on. So it was kind of like other half. You could go way out back. We have parking out back in the summer, thank God. Because there's nights where we do cornhole leagues. Everyone will be parked out back there. Everyone will be parked up here, and it's just mobbed.
Yeah.
And everyone's outside, and they love it. But back to that, we actually had a party tent here, and it fell 2 times while I was here. The one time, I could see it going, and I walked outside, and I go, all right, folks, time to leave. Everyone back inside. We don't care about rules right now. We don't want a lawsuit or you dying.
Right.
As I'm holding onto the tent, waiting for this group of people to leave, the person in front of me, as I'm holding it, is eating his pizza still. And I'm like, hey, you need to go. Well, I'll leave when I'm like, if you don't move, I'm going to drop this tent right on your head. It was an older gentleman, too. He's like, but I want to eat. I'm like, go inside now. He's like, everyone's in here. And I'm like, I don't care what happens. Is everyone safe? Like,
right.
I dropped the tent, put it back up the next day because we just get hammered with weather up here.
Well, and this year was uncharacteristically windy.
And wet.
Yeah.
It was terrible for tents.
So how does that work then with like your...
Well, I think they kind of pulled it back, like they reined that back in. But
Gotcha.
During COVID, you could be outside. There were no rules.
Yep.
But, it was super nice because the first time in my lifetime I've been a part of the Finger Lakes region. You're in the Finger Lakes if you don't know that. You're not in Western New York.
Right now?
Correct.
According to who?
He who cannot be named.
Wow. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it was awesome. It helped us out so much because we're right over the border.
Yeah.
All right, great, thanks. So once we opened up to 50% inside plus outside, everyone was coming here.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. We had a blast with it. Everyone was super friendly, thank God. No one really got, too torqued up about anything left, right, or center. So,
That's cool.
yeah, it was nice.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you got the best of both worlds. And you're representing other local brands. Buffalo Distilling's represented here with their Bill's Mafia sauce. And then you have...
We also have their 1 Foot Cock, bourbon, gin, and vodka.
Good deal.
Well, they're Attica
was
boys, right?
Yeah, they grew up in Bennington, or they started in Bennington or something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Family Barn.
Yep. You guys know them? You probably know them.
Yeah, we talked with them. We interviewed them twice.
Ah.
Yeah,
we got to get back there. It's been a while.
Correct.
I actually want to get down and talk with the head distiller. I have his number, and I have 2 of his barrels, but I have yet to discuss anything.
The new one? Because
Frank?
yeah.
Is that the new one?
Kevin just left.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you.
We're up on the news.
Oh, sorry, I'm in a cave.
Well, you're too busy brewing, man.
I get locked over there, okay? They're going to give me I get a hammock over there over the summer, thank God.
Well,
so we have Buffalo Distillings here. Also, we have Johnson Estate Wine,
Nice.
Savage Wine, and then we have Bella Rose. And we are also on tap, all 10 taps at Bella Rose. And I love those guys. Mike up there, he's freaking awesome. Promotes the hell out of us. He's, in the summer, I hate him, but I love him. Because he'll call me, like I told you guys, just randomly call me, beer. That's all he says. He'll text me beer, and I go, okay, when and what? And it's usually like six doles, and here we go.
Wow.
I told him he needs to expand to halves. I can't deal with this. It's just too often.
That's amazing.
So when you talk about distribution and you kind of getting your name out there, what's the first place you're going towards?
Like bottle shops and stuff like that?
Distribution, yeah.
Oh,
Do you have anything in mind?
I have not talked to anyone yet. I'm hoping to get in that conversation. I would rather have the product and then go.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh yeah, this is what we got, and then it's not like I can't get it to you.
Right.
Because I've heard horror stories, so to speak, with some of the bigger guys being like, oh, I don't have this, and then they're like, all right, well, we're not paying you.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to let someone down. I'd rather know I have it. I know I have a decent product.
Are you thinking about starting off in Buffalo, or are you thinking about Batavia, Rochester area?
I would go Buffalo.
Okay.
I'd go if Daryl let me. I'd go right down to Aurora Brew Works and throw a case of cans. I don't care.
Gotcha.
He's 10, 15 minutes down the road.
Right.
I can get him anything he wants. Obviously, and then just spread out from there. It's just a matter of getting the product and then being able to take it somewhere, getting it up in someone's face and being like, we have this.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Not setting you to a time, but when are you thinking that's just so everyone listening that's like, I don't really come out here
soon, actually.
Yeah.
Within a month or two.
Wow. Okay.
We're in the final stages of our labels being done. I think we have one or two beers. We're just it's small tweaks at this point. We just actually submitted that cherry wheat ale. We submitted that to the TPTB, so we know what we have to tweak with all of these, so it's a smooth transition. They all go in, they all come out, and we're good to roll. So yeah, we're thinking March, April, we're going to let this fly. That was our goal.
Are you going to go with the flagships?
Yep.
Okay.
So we have, oh man, like everything that's selling well right now.
Gotcha.
Like we're going to start out, since we are rolling into summer, it's a lot of summer beers. Like our sour's going in it, our Pilsner, our cream ale, Hefeweizen, Big Tree, Backroom, American. I think we're throwing our Bessie's Milk Stout in there just because it's a 5.5 stout. Like everyone drinks it all year long. Blueberry, Lunation. And I think if that's 10, that's it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to rework. And then we're gonna have our habanero lime cream ale. We're gonna start as soon as she's done with that. We're gonna start rolling right into the seasonal labels because I don't want to mess around with that. I want that done ASAP. Get the habanero lime, and then we'll have our Harvest Fest will come out, and we'll have a label for that. That's our amber or our Meritzen Lager, Oktoberfest beer, and then Fluffernutter, and just slowly just build the empire.
That's great.
That's super exciting
Or
for you guys.
or the waste of stickers.
Yeah, really, seriously.
It'll work out.
It's got to be exciting, but stressful for you too. Like, are you good with the equipment that you have now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not outgrowing this stuff yet.
I'm bored.
Yeah, gotcha.
I get mad and they yell at me. They're like, "You didn't put in all your hours." I'm like, "I did. It was on social media for 10."
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as efficient as possible because I know exactly what's going to happen as soon as we hit like that spring, summer where people just want beer, you know, and we'll be cranking here and if we get into the distro, and we're pushing out cases of beer left, right, everywhere. I know exactly, I've learned tricks and tips from other brewers, thank God, to kind of keep myself on a schedule, and if you notice, I've got like a 3-month calendar over there and I'm all the way to, I have February, March done. April's getting worked on already. And a couple of those are, like anything, like we lager our Pilsner. We're going to lager our Oktoberfest for the first time since I took over. Last year we didn't. We were in a rush. It needed to get out. We didn't take the time on it. So last year we put out a subpar product, but this year I'm going to knock it out of the park.
Can you tell everybody where we are, too? Because we probably should have started that off at the top.
In the middle of a field.
Perfect.
We are in Strykersville, New York. We are 15 minutes outside of East Aurora going east. It's probably like 2 valleys, a couple hills. If anyone knows where Burncliffe, Ironwood, Darien Lake even. We're 10, 15 from Darien Lake. It's just south. It's... if you're on your way to your Letchworth and you want a hiking beer or you want to come back and get food, you're more than welcome to.
Just right on 28, right off of 28.
Yeah. Go slow, though. You'll blink and pass it. I passed it for 2 years before I came here. We've had, what's the guy's name? From Buffalo Beer Review or Buffalo Brews Review. John, I think his name is. Probably screwed up. He'll yell at me next time. It's all right. He brought a bunch of hiking people in here from like Hunters Creek and Letchworth and Beaver Meadow, and we get a ton of people.
That's cool.
We're not that far. Everyone thinks we're far.
No.
We're not far.
Yeah.
It's not far at all.
No. So it's
And you go 55 down here, so you're here in real quick.
Exactly.
20 minutes. Everything in Buffalo is 20 minutes.
It's great.
It's cool. So what are your Instagram handles, your social media stuff, and do you have a website or anything?
We have a website. I think it's windybrews.com. I don't know what the Instagram should just be Windy Brewery, maybe. Facebook, you can look us up there. Haven't really. We have TikTok. I'm very lazy on it.
Oh, me too.
I only use it really when I want to post something somewhat cool and to try and keep up with.
Trends.
Trying to keep up with Shane and Mike is stupid.
From First Line?
I will tell you this right now. I will never cover myself. We're supposed to do a collaboration really soon, too. And if I have to get covered in something, I'm going to just run them over. I'm never going to cover myself in peanut butter. I'm never going to make it rain with Starbursts. I watched that video and I was so disturbed. Like, Shane's still, I'm like, dude, you couldn't even, like, put, like, normal boots on. You're still in your brewer's boots. Like, you lazy bum. Yeah, let's see what you guys just... Yeah, it's Windy Brew Brewery is the Instagram.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And there you post, like, what brew
Everything.
you're working on, what your food items are when you're open.
Oh, yeah, we
like
never
that.
did food.
Yeah.
We didn't do the menu.
Yeah,
oh,
go
my
for
God.
it.
Sorry. So,
No, you're good.
we do pizzas, wings. So, we have 3 different pizzas. I'll start there. Cheese and pep, white, chicken finger, and we have four different sauces.
God, I'm starving.
Is it like flatbread?
Dude, you want food? You gotta...
No, I mean it was a half joke because I was like, I knew this was gonna happen. As soon as we talk food, the three of us are just gonna start drooling.
Is it flatbread? Or is it
It's like a normal crust.
Okay, gotcha.
So we don't. The thing with us is we don't have fryers. We have these turbo chef ovens, like which cook the hell out of everything. So as soon as the oven's on, I can cook a pizza start to finish in 3 minutes
Oh, wow.
and get it to you in under like 10.
You want it done? I got it done now.
Yeah. So
Yelling at customers.
The girls are actually getting really good at it. They're prepping them the night before, like just the bases. You can have a pizza, cheese and pep. Okay, done. 5 minutes. And some people are like, I wasn't ready. And they're like looking at us like, what's wrong with you? So we'll do that. We have 3 different pizzas. We usually do a specialty of the month, but we've been slacking so bad. We'll get on it though. I think we have Reuben pizza coming up in March.
Reuben? Sounds amazing.
I think we go Reuben, cheeseburger, and then taco.
Nice. Solid one.
Taco is like...
Taco pizzas were one of the cafeteria classics. You remember?
This is way better than cafeteria though. Yeah. So they'll actually use our farmer's juice in all the crusts we use.
Oh, sweet.
So we send our farmer's juice to them. So it's a little sweeter of a crust.
Yep.
So it's great. And then we do wings, all different sauces. We have barbecue, buffalo hot, Carolina gold, and then we have windy, which is like a sweet and spicy.
Nice.
Chicken nuggets, boneless wings.
Nailed it.
Wedges, potato wedges. We used to have waffle fries, but they were a little spicy for people, and they weren't happy with them. So we're like, okay, no problem. Loaded tater tots, or you can just get loaded fries too. Either way, cheese, beer cheese, bacon, pretzels, jalapeno poppers, and I think we're gonna dive into. Oh, we have pizza logs, if we order them, and then we're gonna dive into paninis.
Oh, cool.
Starting this week. We're gonna have 3 different paninis, like a turkey, bacon, avocado, a Reuben, and chicken finger.
Let's go.
If you want paninis, I can make paninis. They're on. And then we just started brunch actually last week, and Michelle kind of yelled at me. She's like, "It was a flop," and I'm like, "Yeah, because we did a soft opening. Did you want to get killed when you were working?"
That's true.
Michelle doesn't work a lot, but she works a lot behind the scenes, but she doesn't work out here as much anymore. So whenever she does work out here, I kind of poke fun at her as much as I can because it's so easy.
It's like, oh, you remember where we are?
Yeah. Do you know how to do this? I don't know where anything is. She was yelling at the bartenders the other night. She's like, "Where is this?" And I'm like, why don't you just let them do it? Like, just pour drinks. That's what I do. When they're busy, they're like, "Do you want to cook?" I'm like, "No, I'll sling drinks and you do cooking."
Yeah.
Because you guys changed all of this.
So do you guys do growlers too, right?
Yep, growlers. We have growlers cans. You can bring your own growler. We'll fill it unless you want one of ours. They're $5, and then fills like 13 for everything under 7, and I think it goes up to 15.
That's amazing.
Pours are 5 and 6, but we just changed the glass size. So like anything over 7, you're getting something like this. Just because we don't want you getting hammered and
Right.
trying to drive out of here.
Fair.
There's a lot of deer around here.
Yes, and cows.
And cows. It's true. Very true.
Yep. So, and then we have like Attica Band will give us, if they're doing a fundraiser, they'll give us candy bars. We support as much local as we possibly can.
Do you do music here?
Yep. So we have, actually this Friday, I don't know when you guys are getting this up.
It's going to be a couple weeks.
So yeah, you're going to miss this party. There's going to be, we usually get, we're getting Kevin McCula. He's an artist, a super local artist. He's actually down in Nashville all the time too, on his way to make it. He's played at some really big bars. He came in the other night trying to set up a gig here because he was able to before he goes down there for like 3-4 months. And he was telling me some of the places. I'm like, I've been there. That's awesome. Like, that's sweet. Yeah, we move tables and stuff. We'll get, I think for our anniversary party, March 4th and 5th, we have a different singer every night. And then I think in the summer, we usually do like a DJ every once in a while. We'll do karaoke. We'll try and do karaoke here. Everyone gets really shy until they get drunk, and that usually takes till like 9:30. And then we're like, all right, nothing good happens here after 10, so everyone get out. But yeah, in the summer we do a bunch of stuff, and then in August, in August we have my buddy's fundraiser, Bartender Outdoors, where we donate to the Venison Donation Coalition, and then New Deer Association, which is all like education, and then the Venison Donation is actually really sweet. So if I shoot a deer and I don't want it, I just take it to one of the places around here that are a part of it, and then they quarter and cut up the deer, and then they will actually give it to the homeless shelters downtown, which is awesome. So I love supporting that. And then we have our Hop Fest, which is basically, it's a ticketed event. We usually do about 150. Last year we only did about 100 because we were worried and just didn't know. So we'll have music. You get 3 free drinks. You get a glass. Who knows? We'll probably do plastic, or we might do the new ball aluminum cups. Have you guys seen those?
No.
Those are actually pretty sweet. They're really nice. And then we get some barbecue in here. You don't pay for food. Once you drink your 3 drinks, then it's cash bar, or you can start a tab. We don't care. But we usually don't serve any of our food because it's just, we have 3 bartenders on and they are just cranking. I think this year we're actually going to set up our jockey boxes out back with 4 different beers. I usually brew a special beer for that. And it's a great time. It's a great way to end summer. And then we roll into September when everyone goes away.
Cool.
But yeah, if you're ever out here golfing, please stop back in. Or if you just want a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the last time we're going to be here.
It's easy enough to find, easy enough to get to. Yeah. It's a really cool place.
I mean, if you hit the 400, or if you can find the 400, you can just take it to East Aurora, make a left, and in 15 minutes, you got pretty good beer.
Yeah, and then you make a left in the parking lot. It's literally 2 lefts from Buffalo. It's no big deal.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a joke.
Anything else we're going to touch on that you want to get out there?
You guys want to talk about anything?
I think we're...
How was your day?
Very good.
Are you less stressed now?
Listen, you got a beer.
Do you want another beer?
I am less stressed. I definitely do want to try that beer, though. But
which one? There's
the Fluffernutter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure talking with you guys.
Absolutely. Go follow them on their social media and come out there to one of their parties because it's a hoot.
Or just come out.
If you have a snowmobile, you can come out here too.
Oh, hoot. Jesus. We do. I forgot to mention this. On Wednesday, we have pizza special night.
Oh, okay.
Personal pan pizza, 2 beers, $15.
Now I'm never going to get him out of here.
All right, I'll be back Wednesday.
All right. Great.
Cool. Well, thank you, man. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Pleasure.